50.4, engineering services, West Bench irrigation. Mr. Morosiuk, is that?
Thank you, Worship. Yes, this is a report that the Director of Development and Engineering Services can provide you the details on.
Thank you. The matter before Council is the award of engineering services contract and the budget amendment for the West Bench irrigation project. March the 6th, the City of Penticton was successful in obtaining a Building Canada grant in the amount of $3.4 million. We also have the ability to transfer another $2.4 million from an existing grant to provide filtered city water to the West Bench Irrigation District. As part and parcel of our grant application, the West Bench system assets, the water system assets, would be transferred to the city, and they would be operated by the City of Penticton under an extraterritorial service. However, prior to that occurring, the West Bench ratepayers will have to provide ratepayer assent in order for that to actually occur. The city stands to gain $1.9 million towards a water treatment plant upgrade should we be successful in actually undertaking and doing this project. One of the first orders of business that needs to be done is the hiring of a consultant, and the reasons for that were brought to Council at the March 16th meeting, where Council authorized staff to negotiate a sole source contract with Focus Engineering. Those negotiations have now been completed. Three alternatives are presented for Council's consideration this evening. First is to award the assignment of engineering services for the work on the West Bench project to Focus Engineering in the amount of $525,000. Second is to renegotiate with with Focus to revise the scope of the work, and third is to not award the project to Focus. It is pointed out that should the West Bench irrigation project not receive voter assent, we have checked with the province to determine what our exposure is on this, and they've indicated to us that we will be reimbursed for the costs that we incur on the project. The recommendation from staff for Council to consider is that we enter into an engineering services agreement with Focus in the amount of $525,045.15, including tax, that we amend the 2009 budget to include the engineering work related to this project, and the Mayor and Clerk be authorized to execute the required contract documents.
Thank you. Council direction. Councilor Vasilaki.
Your Worship, whoever can answer the question, why would we enter into a contract with these people prior to the West Bench electorate voting in favor or against this proposal?
Mr. Morosiuk.
Your Worship, the reason behind that is there needs to be some additional work done to provide the information that is required, so the West Bench ratepayers would be in a position to make an informed decision on that matter, and that work involves engineering work that's related to what's included in this proposal.
To me, still, we're spending money and it just might be defeated, and there goes $500,000. Even though it's not city funds, it's still citizens' funds that taxpayers of the province have paid for. So I don't know.
Councilor Pearce.
Have we conducted a proper and thorough analysis of the lines from wherever they start now to wherever they finish for mineralization and stability and legality with respect to properties that they cross, that all easements are secured properly and registered in the Land Titles Office?
Your Worship, in terms of that, as part and parcel of our grant submission, we had that work done, and we have included in our grant application is not only the supply of filtered water, it's also replacement of certain water mains in the West Bench Irrigation District, upgrading of the reservoirs, installation of meters, installation of hydrants, basically to bring that system up to the same standard as the City of Penticton system. We also looked at the issue of easements, and we have identified there are areas that we do need to address easements. Those would be addressed in one of two manners. One would be to relocate the line outside of the easement, or one of three matters. The second one would be to negotiate the easement as part and parcel of this project, and the third would be to seek some form of release from the provincial government before we take over this system. But we are well aware of the issues around the fact that there are water lines crossing private property up there without an easement.
And finally, who handles the cost overruns?
Sorry?
And finally, who handles the cost overruns when they occur? Who is that going to fall upon?
Your Worship, in terms of costing for this project, the costing comes from three sources. It comes from the provincial government and the federal government in terms of the grant, and the remainder of the cost comes from the West Bench Irrigation District.
so not us.
Okay,
Won't be us, Mr. Mayor.
no, that's what I just heard, but
Okay, thank you.
that's all.
I'd like to make the motion that we go with alternative one.
Seconder, please. It's on the table. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Fees and charges, transit fares 8.5.